My name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads. Now, experience and age does not go hand in hand. Someone can be 100 years old and yet they could only know the same things. They could have stopped learning at age 30, and yet someone could be age 30 or age 20 and know more than them about life, know more than them about money and experience. They might not know more about them about age or just general life experience. That's like being alive, for like 80 or 100 years. But they know more. They know things that those 100-year-olds may never have come across. That 100-year-old might have stayed in his own town or own country. Nothing wrong with that. For 100 years and never gone abroad and never travelled, never explored the world. Or there might have been a library that had a certain book in there that someone else could have read and then had a much more advanced knowledge of money or appreciation or a way to create money from thin air that the 100-year-old may have never had, may have never read and may never learned that lesson. So there was a time once when I was around 9 years old, and this is the lesson that I learned this principle a decade plus ago. I was having a little argument with a girl. I've no idea who she was. She was like a few years older than me, 2 or 3 years older than me. I was like 9 or 10 or 8, probably 9. And I said to her that, I essentially said this, that age, just because someone's old doesn't mean they're experienced. And she was arguing that it's the opposite. And my argument still stands today is, someone could be 100 years old and yet know nothing about X. And yet someone could be 30 years old and know all about it and have travelled the world and know multiple languages and have made a lot of money or done and achieved a lot of things, where a 100-year-old might have not done much at all in his life. So that's worth understanding. One, in terms of a mentor, because that mentor could be a genius in something very specific, but in other things he might not be that well at. So that's an excuse to get multiple mentors. One teaching on real estate, other one on health, other one on diet, other one on, say, logic and chess, other one on, like, martial arts, other one on, say, I don't know, like meditation. It's worth knowing. I mean, it's worth knowing loads of different things, because you can get the best of both worlds. You've got the age, the youth, and you're leveraging their experience and knowledge that took them decades to learn. What's called the convergence rate. As well as, it demonstrates that you don't really want to learn at your own pace. I mean, you don't want to just rely on your own experiences and your own things that you consume, because if you are learning stuff day by day, year by year on your own pace is very slow, whereas books, mentors, masterminds, etc., you're leveraging other people and other people's experiences to get more knowledge and more experience. So as you can be ever smarter and at an ever young, at the youngest age possible, because there'll be always things that you want to learn. I mean, 10 years from now, you'll be saying things like, "Oh, I wish I'd known this in 2017. I wish I'd known that in 2017." There are things in the future, 10 years from now, no matter how fast you go, there's always more stuff you can learn, and you've got to reduce that regret by continuing to learn and understanding that you won't just pick things up naturally over time. You have to go out there and actively seek it. Just like today, there are things that I could have learned 10 years ago. I could have learned and known these things. In 2007, I could have picked up a copy of Think and Grow Rich or Rich Dad Poor Dad and so many other books that came out way before 2007. I could have learnt it, read it, learnt it, studied it, and applied those principles 10 years ago. But hey, it's better late than never. So that's why you got to understand that age does not equal experience. You can be more experienced with age, but just because someone is older than you doesn't mean they're naturally smarter than you or more experienced than you. There are some people who are 60 years, 70, 80 years old, and their advice on money and finance could be basic, so basic it's not worthwhile living, not worthwhile applying. Like some people, their money advice will be things like just cut up your credit cards or cut up your debit card and ask for a new one because it's anti-fraud. And they'll live within your means. And it's like, well, live within your means. Well, a much more smarter way is to expand your means rather than live within them. rather than using them as like a limiting, that's the real glass ceiling, by the way. Rather than being limited by your income, why don't you smash it and increase your income, expand your means? So interesting overlap. But even those people, there's something worthwhile learning from about them, their life experience, how they stayed married for 40, 60, 50 odd years. That's older than you. That's more time than your parents might have been alive. That could be worthwhile listening to. But understand that age does not go hand in hand with experience. So the question of the day is, what are you not experienced at? I'm not experienced at, probably. I want to say relationships, probably. Not had too many of them. One that's been going, that one current one is on and off, and don't quite know what's happening there. Never been married, don't have children. So the relationships, the emotional intelligence kind of stuff. But hey, it's early days. Who knows? Plus, it's a low priority right now. But focusing on this kind of stuff. But anyway, that's the question of the day. What are you not experienced with? And remember that this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads.